guys, and welcome back to my channel. This is Shay here. Thank you so much for clicking the video to see how I did these brows. Darling, get into it. Keep watching. Some people like to do their foundation first, then their eyebrows. Some people prefer to do their eyebrows first, then their foundation. To be honest, it's whatever works for you. I do whatever depending on the eyeshadow look, because if it's a very messy eyeshadow look, I want to do my eyes first because I don't want no fallout going under here, messing up my foundation base. So I prefer to do my eyebrows. I've always started with my eyebrows first, but I can do both, but I just prefer this method. Today, I'm going to be using this. This is the MUA. This is the new brow products. They used to look like this. Let me go in the bin. They've got these new ones. The formula is great. I love the formula. But I just wish they had more colors, like more brown, warmer tones. So sometimes when you want subtle eyebrows, it's really hard to, you know, go in with a color like that. So I just wish anyway you guys could do more browns and more colors. So the first step I do, as you can see, my brows are very messy right now. If you don't have like this brush, it comes with a spoolie at the end, just get a makeup brush that's got one. So I just use that spoolie, push my brows up like that. It makes such a huge difference. Well, just think about doing your hair. You wouldn't start doing your hair without detangling it first, right? And then if you've got quite stubborn brows like mine, I like to go with the eyebrow gel. This is an eyebrow mascara. It's got a bit of tint and pigment in it because I lack a bit of hair here, so I like to use that. Sometimes you might want to go for a clear gel just to hold, just like how you gel your hair to keep it in place. So I'm going to apply that. I like to go in with my finger and press it. I don't know if the camera can see, but there's literally a huge difference. Some people with fuller brows will prefer this method and not even like, because they don't need the pencil or the powder or the pomade. They'll just use this and just brush their brows and use this on top and they're good to go. I'm now going in with that pencil. First thing you need to do with your eyebrows, identify what type of brows you want and what type of brows you want to achieve, because whew, we have so many different types now. There's HD, there's feathered, there's this and that, microblade. My favorite is HD brows, but subtle HD brows. I've identified, right, I've got quite a lot of hair here, but it lacks hair. So I'm not going to, you know, go heavy here. There's already a lot of hair. I'm just going to fill in these areas where there's not much hair there. I'm going very lightly, because now when you draw, it's very hard to now erase the mistakes. Another trick I learned, measure the face you have. I have a very big face. Even though nature says, you know, make the brow to this frame where the end of your eye ends, I just like to now extend it this way. Because some people measure it this way. I like to make it this way, going in that direction. So I like to just elongate the tail a bit more so that like the center of my face doesn't look so crammed, like my features aren't crammed, they're a bit more spread out, if that makes sense. Okay, not that long, but you know what I mean. And then I'm just going to do the frame. You can use the spoolie if you feel like it's too pigmented, just to diffuse the color out. So I'm trying to make the eyebrows related. make them sisters. Obviously they won't be identical to the dot, but try and make them related, make them sisters. And then always remember that 2-finger trick I always taught you guys. It's better to have them a bit spaced than too close. You can go like this if you feel like, you know, your brows look fine, but I just like to make them more neater using concealer. So like I can see like here, obviously this side is a bit more defined than this side, so I use the concealer like a rubber. How you use a rubber, you know, when you draw something you use to make neaten out the outlines, that's literally what we do with the concealer, just to make it, and it makes it look so neat. I'm again using this is the Makeup Revolution Pro concealer in the shade C13. I'm going to use that to conceal my brows. So I like to use this concealer because it's a bit thick. This is the Makeup Revolution Pro brush. This is the Pro 160. So you can see how fine it is. I used to use a brush like this. As you can see, it's curved at the end. This one, I really like it, especially near the corners, the edges here. But now I realize when I used to use it, it was easier using a brush like this. So this one just came angled, but normally I use a brush like this, but I love this one. This one is a straight one. It's like the version of this, but it's straight. So I used to use that, but then when I was still learning, I saw myself doing these box, angular, sharp brows, and I didn't like them. But another key now why I prefer like a brush like this, it's a very thin brush. Some of these brushes, they'll be too thick, so one, they soak up a lot of product and they won't really even out the product. This is more nicer for you to like shade down, but this one is a nice overall brush to use. But if you're comfortable using those brushes and it works for you, that's totally fine. So what I do, make sure I coat the bottom in it, because if you don't coat the bottom, it will just be patchy and you don't want to keep dipping. Just always treat brushes like how you use a paintbrush. You don't soak the whole paintbrush in it, do you? No. I like to start from the end, then building it. Sometimes you see me doing like pulling all the way down there because I'm going to blend it, and also it makes it easier for me to now estimate where I want to exactly stop when I do the top bit. And another key point is so to do it bit by bit like this, and then do the other part, and then bring it, so you can now easily just do the whole thing like this. So there, we've carved it. Now we blend it down. I just literally pull this down, pulling the concealer down. Very small amount. So now what I do, I just drag it down. I normally advise if you like a very light brow bone, when you use a lighter concealer, not too light, please do not. We are in 2020. We're not in 2015 no more. We don't do that anymore. Just like that. So now you have seagull brows. My little personal trick that I discovered, I just keep going a little bit more just to take out that strict line there, make your brows look more like they're yours. Did my hair rub up my eyebrow? It did. A bit. Just a bit. But guys, seriously, stay safe. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. See you later. Bye.